Hey everybody, it's Jeff, and this is a Toner Tuesday. And I want to spend a little bit of time kind of talking about the coin market and really all markets in general. And it's been weird. Over the last 3 weeks, I've received text from three of my friends who have never in their life traded anything. And now they're talking about open up financial trading accounts and becoming day traders. And I've been trading full time my entire career. I started in 2007, and essentially the first 3 years of my career, I was watching a bear market and one of the biggest financial crises in modern U.S. history, in the '08 housing crisis. And essentially, the market did nothing but go lower. And what was interesting around that time is I started right before the thing all of it peaked. And there's some very similar things happen, whereas the money seemed easy. Housing prices went up forever, and everybody was getting into the game. And anytime you see that, it's extremely dangerous. Just look at Bitcoin in 2017, where all the public at the time was buying into it, and that's when it originally peaked at 20,000. And then so many of those people just got crushed. And it worries me right now because the text I got 2 nights ago from a buddy who's like, "Hey, you're a day trader, right?" And I'm like, "Well, I trade full time. I really hate the term day trader. Right? It's not really how I trade per se." But he's like, "Yeah, well, I'm starting an account with a buddy, and we're putting our money in there, and I've already made like $500. Man, this game is so easy. I don't know why I haven't been doing it for so long." And I'm like, "Oh my God, the game isn't easy. Believe me, it has moments of easiness, but in the long run, it's very difficult." And I don't know why. I just wanted to use this video to vent about that because that worries me about all markets and their bubble-like nature. I mean, look at my sports card video. It's absolute insanity. There's been sports cards that have once traded for, say, $500 a year ago, were trading for $5,000 or $6,000 today. There's other cards that have gone up 30 times their value in 2 years. The money flowing into that is just outrageous. You search sports card investor on YouTube and you get thousands of channels and videos. You search rare coin investing and you get like four. Which personally why I think the money printing is still going to continue. And I don't think this party is ending tomorrow necessarily. The signs I'm talking about are signs that usually tell you that you're in the ninth inning of any bull market. But that doesn't necessarily mean the ninth inning can't last another month, 2 months, 5 months. And I don't necessarily know how this party is going to end, because I think the government's realized that as long as they continue to print money, things are okay. And we are yet to see the inflation everybody's really freaking out about. We're seeing inflation, housing prices going up, food prices are going to inch higher, but it's not hyperinflation. And I think the government's trying to determine that balance of, is some inflation good as long as the economy is extremely strong? When do we measure that hyperinflation? At what point does it get to that level? And for those who grew up as an adult in the 80s, you remember inflation and extremely high interest rates and what it took to kill that inflation. And I don't know if we'd ever get to that point. That would be a doomsday scenario for sure for the stock market. I don't know what it would do for rare coins. On one hand, any kind of major pullback in the stock market gets people to freeze up their spending in general, but I think silver and gold will remain strong in any kind of downturn, just simply because it's a more trustworthy source, especially if that downturn is driven by excessive government printing of money. And therefore inflation, obviously hard assets will reign king. And that's why I think rare coins and bullion and all this stuff that we're buying as a collective hobby is a good thing. And we're seeing strength in the hobby. Holy smokes, I love tracking coins that have traded hands within the year and they're back up in auction. Most of the time, those coins go down in value, but just this past week, 5 of the coins that had sold at public auction within the last 12 months and sold again this past weekend. All 5 went up in value. It's absolute craziness. Now they might have edged up 5%, one edged up 20%, but it's not uncommon today to see coins trade hands within a year and actually go up, whereas just even 6 months ago that would have been unheard of. So I don't know, just wanted to vent a little bit about all the things happening in the markets. I think they're important to follow. This is one of my favorites. It's a really basic grade. I meant to say 67 plus, not a full band, 55S, but the toning is anything but basic, and is why I absolutely love this coin. It's just one of my favorites. So that's all I have. Thanks for watching. Take care.